Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Anna Lee. Let's go ahead and get started. So today is going to be a super duper fun video. I'm going to be doing my top 5 best books that I read in 2024. So I have them all right here. And I'm going to go through each of them with you one by one. Probably not as in-depth because I did feature all of these books in my 5-star reads video. You can go ahead and check that out. I'm going to be focusing more on why I loved these books so much and why I ranked them the way that I did. If you want to, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe and let me know some other videos you would like to see from me later on this year. I have a lot of ideas of videos I want to make. And I also have a little poll going in my communities tab of videos that you would like to see from me sooner rather than later. So go ahead and check out that poll and cast your vote. And from that, I will be able to kind of know like what kind of content you guys are wanting. So with that, let's just go ahead and jump right on into my top 5 best books of 2024. Starting off with number 5, we have Good Girl, Bad Blood by Holly Jackson. This is the second book in the Good Girls Guide to Murder trilogy. I read the first book back in February and I read this book in October, November of this year or of last year, because I still have to remember it's now 2025. It's going to take me some time to get used to that. So I apologize if I have any slip-ups. But this book made me really fall in love with Holly Jackson's writing, and just she is now officially my favorite author of 2024. I absolutely love her. And one of the main reasons why I put this as number 5 is because I did enjoy her writing. This is definitely my favorite like thriller mystery of this year. I really loved the story of it. I love that we focused on a disappearance instead of a murder like we did with the first book, and that it was a little bit more personal to the main character Pip, and we got to see kind of, like I said in my last video, kind of her mental toll that that case took on her. So I really do enjoy this book, and one of the main reasons why I didn't put it in like higher in my top 5 is because I feel like this book, it was a very heavy book because obviously we're dealing with something that is very, very tragic and heartbreaking, and it, especially at the end, it gets to be a lot. And you know, I do like books that make me feel all like warm and cozy inside, but this book was not that. And that's not a bad thing because every once in a while I do kind of like the idea of reading about, you know, solving a case, solving a mystery. I was a Scooby-Doo kid growing up, but I really do enjoy a good thriller or mystery every once in a while. But this book does get a little bit heavy at times, and, you know, that's not always fun to read about. But I still definitely recommend this book. I love Holly Jackson. I cannot wait to finish this series, more than likely, hopefully at the beginning of this year, because I only have one more book left in this trilogy. I don't plan on reading the novella because I've heard it's not really necessary to read the novella. If you feel like I need to and that it's absolutely necessary, leave a comment down below and I will decide to pick it up and read it. But from what I've heard, I don't think it's 100% necessary. So this is my number 5. For number 4, we have The Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst. I loved this book. Again, I think this is probably my favorite cover of 2024 because look at it. It's just gorgeous. I love it so much. And the sprayed edge, and yeah. So this was my top favorite book club book for me. This was a book club book. If you guys do not know, I am part of Meg's Tea Rooms book club. She is mainly on TikTok. And I love her so much, and we read a cozy fantasy once a month, and I absolutely loved this book. This is the book that we read in August, I'm pretty sure. And it was just so amazing. If there's found family, I'm going to love it. And that's definitely going to be the case when you see another one of my top 5 picks. I love a good found family. And this one was just amazing to see the main character's growth. I loved reading about Keela, and I absolutely loved seeing the growth from somebody who was very scared of the world and didn't ever really leave her house and became very much a recluse to somebody that, you know, found her community, found her family, found the love of her life. It really was an amazing thing to read about. I loved it so much. And I'm very excited for Sarah Beth's other book coming out this next year. And I just, if it's anything like this, I know I'm going to love it. So this is my number 4. For number 3, we have The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. So I was very hesitant to read this book when I very first got back into reading. I heard about it, and at first I was like, I don't know if I'm really gonna like that. But the more I heard about it, the more curious I got. So I was like, you know what, I'll just pick it up. I'll just see what it's about. And I ended up listening to this on Audible, and it was fantastic. It made me fall in love with V.E. Schwab as a writer. I now have several more of her books, which I'm hoping to get to in 2025. And this is just an amazing story. And it's very interesting to see the main character, Adeline, faces. I don't know how she could deal with it. Living forever but never being remembered. You feel her loneliness in this book. You feel her desperation for connection in this book. And V.E. Schwab just does such a beautiful job of really connecting us with not only Adeline, but also the other people in this book, and really putting ourselves in the middle of Addie's story and realizing what she has to go through for hundreds and hundreds of years. And I am so glad I decided to give this book a chance. I'm so glad that I decided to pick this book up. It's a wonderful, wonderful book, and I am so happy that I decided to read it. I cannot wait to read more of V. Schwab in the future. And honestly, even if we get like a little novella from this world, I would love it, because the ending is more open than I would like. It's satisfying, but at the same time, I'm also like, I want more. You know what I mean? And if I ever want more when I read a book, that just tells me that I loved it and that it's more than likely a 5-star read for me. So that is number 3. Then number 2, the almost number 1 spot. I honestly feel like this could definitely be this is a very, very, very close second, and that is The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune. You want to talk about found family? This is the found family book, and I'm kicking myself in the butt for not reading this book sooner. I got this like way back when I first got back into reading in September of 2023. I think I got it on like my very first Barnes & Noble trip when I decided to get back into reading, and I was like, oh, I want to read now? Okay, I need books. So this was like one of the first books that I picked up, and it took me nearly a year to finally pick it up and to finally read it. And I read this in 2 days. 2. For somebody who usually takes about anywhere between 4 to 6 weeks to finish a book, usually, sometimes a little bit faster, especially if it's an audiobook, but it does not, I don't read books that fast. So for me to binge this in just 2 days, I think just says a lot about the writing, the characters, the plot. It was fantastic. The found family just oozes from this book. You truly feel it. You will be laughing, but you will also be feeling so emotionally invested. It's so crazy. I cannot say enough good things about this book. I'm very excited to read is it a sequel? I don't know. The Somewhere Beyond the Sea, which came out earlier this year. I do have it. Like I said, I don't know if it's a direct sequel or not. I hope so, because I love this cast of characters, and I'm so excited if we get to continue that journey with them. And I love this. There's also a great romance in here if you are interested in that. And I cannot say enough about this book. Just give it a read. Just give it a read. This is my number 2, but it's amazing. Let's talk about my number 1 book of 2024. I read this book back in February, and it is now January 2nd. It's been nearly a year since I've read this book, and I have not stopped thinking about it. And whenever I was thinking back to, like, especially towards the end of last year when I was starting to think about what books I was going to rank for my top 5, I kept debating if I wanted to put this at number 1. But honestly, what made me decide, yes, this is going to be my number 1 pick, is the fact that I have spent nearly a year not forgetting about it. I remember just about everything about this book, and I continue to think about it, and I still love it. I keep thinking I want to just pick it up and read it again all the time. And for that, I decided that my number 1 pick for 2024 is Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. Fun fact, this was the very first 5-star read that I gave this year, or this past year, and I couldn't not put it at the top. I just couldn't. I still actively think about this book so much. I loved this book. The connection between Alex and Henry was fantastic. The romance was amazing. And I'm not much of a spicy girl, but I did enjoy the spice in this. I thought it was so good, and I love it so much. I could reread this book a million times, and I feel like I would still love it so much. It is a wonderful, wonderful book, and there are some nitpicky things about it that I could critique, but honestly, what makes a good book is the fact that you take those things, those critiques, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Yeah, I don't like the fact that they became lovers very quickly, sometimes a little bit too quickly. I don't like that there's a lot of politics, because I'm not a political person, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't. Because I truly, truly adore this book. I love everything about it. The movie, pretty good. It's not the most faithful adaptation, but everything about this book was so good. The characters, the plot, the romance, everything. I have nothing else to say but go read it. It is fantastic, and I will probably be rereading this at some point this year. 100%. Loved it so very much. So that concludes my top 5 books of 2024. I am very happy that I decided to read all of these books. They were just the cream of the crop for me. And I read 52 new books this year. So obviously I had a lot of books that got shoved into my brain. And the fact that these all stuck out so very, very much, I think says a lot. And I hope that if you have not given these books a chance yet, that you do so, because I definitely think you will enjoy them, hopefully. If you don't tell me that. I don't want to know. Yeah, give these books a chance, and I am very curious to see what this list will look like next year, and the year after that, and the year after that. But yeah, I love these books. I love these authors. I love these characters. I just love them. All of them. Thank you guys also very, very much for watching. I hope you guys have had a fantastic holiday season. And I hope you guys had a really good end of the year and a good start to this year. Again, we're now into a quarter into this century, and that just still boggles my mind. How is that possible that we've already made it 25 years into this century? I don't know, but we have, and I'm grateful for these books and the joy that they've given me. So be sure to check my other videos. Again, check out that poll that I put on my communities tab. Let me know of any other videos you would like for me to make in the future. I have a couple of ideas that I'm going to hopefully make within these next probably few days, because I do have a couple more days off before I have to get back into work. So I'm going to take advantage of this free time while I still can, because I know once I get back into my normal schedule, things are going to get crazy. And so it'll be hard to film when I do go back to work. But anyways, guys, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.